Hi everyone, I'm Vanda Jackson with Purple Porcupine Publishing. I'm the publisher here. I thought I'd kind of pull back the curtain and give you a little glimpse into what a publisher does on a day-to-day basis. And I'll try to do this, over a longer period of time and do little segments to kind of give you an idea of what a publisher actually does, because I've had several people not have a clue what a publisher does. What is it that you do? So we do a lot. Books, traditional books don't get published without going through meeting a lot of standards that the publisher has control over, or the staff that the publisher has hired to handle specific duties. So it depends on the size of the publishing company, exactly what a publisher does. We're a very small boutique publishing company, so I'm very hands-on in the company. And so today, for example, was an exciting day. I was waiting for my proof to arrive for the next book out of the gates, which is September 16th, and it's Bruce Graham's Coastal Healing. So this is the print proof, only one. It's the very first one. Now I need to actually go through this with a fine-tooth comb and make sure that everything is correct. Make sure everything is lined up, nothing's cut off. Make sure all the logos look good. And I actually added this logo after our designer created the cover. So I'm paying particular attention to the Certified Canadian Publisher logo, which is new. I also added that here on the copyright page. So I'm paying special attention to that. But I'm also looking for things like making sure the page numbers are correct on the right side of the page, making sure, you might see up here, you've got the title, and then you have, the author's name and then the title. That has to be done a very particular way. In the very beginning of the book, for example, you don't have any page numbers, and then with the front matter, you do have some page numbers, but they're not the regular page numbers. So as you'll see, the beginning of the front matter doesn't have a page number, but as we move to the next page and the preface, all of a sudden, yes, you have a page number. So that page number is in Roman numerals. So the front matter, page matter, I need to make sure are the correct Roman numerals, that the text is starting on the correct side of the page. There's all kinds of formalities and rules that certainly define a book that is not published by a publisher and those that are. So there's all kinds of little things. For example, make sure I have that all the drop caps have occurred, that all the spacing is correct, that there's nothing running. That's kind of an odd page to use because there are some short sentences, but make sure nothing's coming over here into the margins. Make sure everything is, so you go page by page, making sure that page, for example, 58 is before page 59, and that it continues on correctly, that the sequence is correct, and that nothing got changed there, that the chapter numbers follow in sequence. It's so easy in formatting for little things, glitches, things to change. I've gone through this several times, but this proof is the best way to do that final check, because That's my dogs. I have 2 dogs, so that's the inside glimpse at my publishing life. I work from my home office, so yeah, I have 2 dogs, and you just heard them. They said hello. Hope you're having a great day. So yeah, I just making sure that all is as it should be. So a little bit about the book. This is Bruce Graham's Coastal Healing. It is available now for purchase on Indigo's website. You can pre-order it. It is also available on Amazon.ca, and it will be available for purchase in bookstores. The release date is September 16th. So once I do my check today, I get back to the printer and I say either I need to make a change, or yes, I'm happy with this. Let's start printing the first print run. You want to make sure it's perfect, or as perfect as it can possibly be, before that first print run goes out. So so this is what I'm doing today. And the book is about a soldier whose world is shattered. She returns from serving in Afghanistan, and she's been forced to leave the military. She's quite shattered. She returns to Nova Scotia, and she's really hoping to find herself again or figure out where she goes from here. And she goes to a small community on the Fundy shore, and gets together, hangs out by the sea, by the coast. The coast is so healing. That's why it's called coastal healing. As we all know, we love being by the water and by the sea here in Nova Scotia, and we're surrounded by water in Nova Scotia. So she returns to Nova Scotia, really hoping to get her life back together, but she ends up going out in a boat with her relatives, and there's a major rescue that happens, and she jumps into action and saves this guy who was on the boat, and she becomes a hero, which really is quite upsetting for her because she does not want to be a hero. She doesn't want anybody thinking anything of her. She's really trying to hide out at this point. And that rescue makes it impossible. And she's so afraid that people are going to find out what happened in her past, what happened, why she left the military. Even she doesn't know what the discharge is going to say at this point, so she's quite concerned. And so it moves on from there. I'm not going to spoil the ending. We just don't do spoilers here, but it's an amazing story of community, family, coming home, healing, great characters that will make you laugh and make you love them too. They're lovable characters, and the way they interact with one another. Of course, Bruce's books are always like that. Really, the characters are very well done. So if you've read any of Bruce Graham's books, you know that. But that's just a little glimpse into my life as a publisher, and I'll try to keep doing this as I have stories to tell you. But that's it for today. But if you're interested in Bruce's book, like I say, it's now available for pre-order. It's called Coastal Healing. This is his latest book, and it comes out September 16th, but you can pre-order and be one of the first to get it. So I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I look forward to connecting with you again. But in the meantime, just have an awesome day and take care.